I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make a bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What is good? It's the #1 Chief Rocker, Knicks University, man, Uncle Freezy. And welcome to the premiere morning show, the Knicks Morning Drive. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good, everybody? Corey Lee is in the building. David L is in the building. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you again, David. David L be representing. Good to see David L in the building. Rodney Atkins is in the building. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? Yo, Taryn. Okay, Taryn Mosley in here already. All right, I see y'all. Hey, man. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about. I know I say that every day, and a lot of times we don't get to what it is that we want to talk about. I'm going to try to get to what it is that we want to talk about, man. Listen, there's a lot to cover. There's a lot to cover. So for everybody out there in your cubicle, grinding away, salute to y'all, to everybody, to all the truck drivers out there listening to us on the radio as they're out there on the open road. Salute to y'all. To everybody in the crib working from home, salute to y'all. Salute to y'all. Right? Everybody everywhere. Salute, salute, salute. Thank y'all for rocking with us. I have to keep reminding myself to say that because everybody's not going to be watching this on replay and everybody's not going to be watching this live. So salute to all my people watching live and salute to all my people watching this on replay. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Show some love. It's free. The like button is free. So hit that like button. Continue supporting. Make sure you watch the video. Make sure you watch the live stream to the end. That also helps. Right? That also helps. Salute to everybody. How about we get into last night's game first, and then we can move on to some other stuff, because I know there's a bunch of stuff that y'all want to talk about. There's a bunch of stuff I know y'all want to talk about. So let's do it a little bit. Let's do it a little at a time. Right? So let's do it a little bit at a time. Where's my glasses at? How about I put on some glasses so I can see, so I can read comments. There they go. There they are. Oh, that's for me? I can't reach. You know what I mean? No. You know what I mean? Okay, all right. One of these days, Miss Mocha is gonna make a guest appearance on the Knicks Morning Drive. One of these days, she gonna make a guest appearance on the Knicks Morning Drive, and y'all gonna be like, "Hey, she looked like a shorter version of Monica McNutt." She looked like a shorter version of Monica McNutt. Yo, that's hilarious, man. Monica McNutt at the 2 and Miss Mocha at the point. I mean, what's happening? What's happening? Wiz is in the building. What's good, man? What's good? Wiz says, salute perimeter defense's mid-season form, unfortunately. The son of the legend, Kerry Cox, says this team can win 47-52 wins, but it won't be easy. Nah, bro, 60. Cox, look here. We ain't backpedaling, bro. We going 60 wins. We going 60 wins, bro. We going big 60. We going big 60, y'all. Wiz says Monica McNutt is all right. She fine. She okay. She all right. All right. Okay. Whatever. I listen. I don't judge, bro. I don't judge. I'm old enough to recognize. Listen. I don't want to sound like an old fogey. But listen. Listen. At my age, yes, dear. Yo, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's me. Yeah. So anyways, let me get to it. Let me get to this thing, man. I want to get to last night's game. Hey, Paris Doug is in the building. Paris Doug says we are 9th seed Smurf team without the not dynamic duo of Quickly and Obi off that bench. That bench looks. Hey, listen. People were. Hey, okay. All right. People were clapping. People were clapping for a lot of stuff. Yo, Allah Wise is in the building. What's good? Peace and good morning, everyone. Peace. David said, need run a Monica to have same hair. Yeah, man. King Ribby is in the building. What's good? So, Kerry Kai, I see your comment. I'm gonna get to this afterwards. I want to go through a progression, though. I gotta set up. I got a setup, man, and all that stuff. So, I think we're gonna get to that. Hopefully, if as long as Wiz is not putting 4-line comments in the chat, we'll get to. Oh, wait a minute. He just put another 4-line chat in the comment. Okay. Wiz says, unfortunately, I'm counting 20 losses minimum to the Eastern Conference teams. So we need to have a crazy win percentage against the West Coast teams for 50+ wins. Oh, boy. Gerard B, what's good? All right. So let's talk about last night's game. Julius Randle looks to be about 255 pounds of shred. Like Julius Randle at 6'8", 255 looks like Lex Luger. I'm almost willing to say almost. I'm almost, and then when I say almost, I mean almost willing to say that Julius Randle at 6'9", 255 is in better shape than LeBron at 6'9", 255. I'm almost ready to go there. I'm almost ready to go. Man, look here. The irony to it is that Julius Randle at 6'9", 6'8", whatever he is, 6'8", 6'9", 250, 255 might be in the best shape of anybody on the team. When you look at Randle at 6'8", 255, jeez, bro. That man almost caught 4 bodies yesterday. He caught one. But 2 times he got fouled, knocked to the floor. And the 3rd time he was just like clumsy or trying to overdo it. I think it was the second one he went to the rim. He didn't gather. He was just so worried about trying to yam on a crowd that he didn't have. But the other 2 where he got pushed down to the ground and he slid all the way to the camera crew. Yeah, you can tell they was like, nah, you ain't gonna dunk on us like that, bro. But the one where he just went right. Listen, Gallinari never stood a chance. He pump fake Gallinari, and Gallinari didn't move. He didn't bite on a pump fake. Randle was just like, meow. And he dunked on Muscala. Bruh. If we're getting that Randle, bruh, yo. But when the Wizards found out Randle was trying to turn it into a dunk party, they just kept fouling him at the rim, and the referee wasn't calling it. Quiet money, right? The rest while there was, yeah, right, yeah. The one where Randle had the step, and it was like 2 dudes under the rim, and his man, the defender, bumped him with the elbow. As soon as Randle got ready to take off, the dude bumped him, and he fell and slid towards the camera, not towards the bench and not under the rim, but you know them boxes where the cameramen be at. When Randle slid over there, I was like, yo, if he slid that far, he was trying to break the rim. If he slid that far, Randle was trying to break a backboard, bro. Randle was trying to break a backboard last night, everybody. I ain't gonna lie to you. Randle looked incredible physically last night at 255 or whatever. Randle, Kerry Cox, don't start. Kerry Cox in here trying to get us to talk trash about Obi. Yo, we don't want to talk. Yo, Obi is an Indiana Pacer, bro. Hey, Obi is an Indiana Pacer. I'm not talking about Obi Toppin. He played for our arch nemesis, right? I ain't trying to. Yo, Obi, nah, man. I ain't. Nah. But I will tell you this though. I will say this. It's not often that you saw Obi Toppin catch a body like that. You really didn't see Obi catch bodies that often, right? But Obi Toppin's a good NBA player. He played for another team. When he play against us, I hope he goes 0 for 54. But when he play against everybody else, I wish him nothing but the best. A lot of people say once a Knick, always a Knick. I don't say that. I'm not. That's not me. I'm not that guy. Right? Yo, Obi's gone, but Randle last night at 255 playing that aggressive. And I believe in limited minutes. He had a double-double. Let me check the Knicks box score. Let me see what the Knicks did. I'm not gonna talk about what anybody else did. I'm just gonna talk about the Knicks. Don't care about nobody else. Care about the Knicks. Who you with? Randle had 2 offensive rebounds, 8 defensive rebounds, 10 total, no assists, no steals, no blocks, 1 turnover. Randle was his normal self, 20 and 10. Randle was 20 and 10. But Mitchell Robinson, 12 and 11. If we can get this from Mitchell Robinson often, 12 and 11. Y'all listen. Mitch had 12 points, 11 rebounds in 24 minutes. So if you double that, say if Mitch would have played the whole game, we're estimating that Mitchell Robinson would have had 24 points and 22 rebounds. That's crazy. That's crazy. In 24 minutes, that man had 12 points, 11 rebounds on 9 shots. That man had 6 offensive rebounds. That man had 6 offensive rebounds in 24 minutes. Bruh, that man had 6 offensive rebounds in 25. Y'all don't even know what I'm getting at. This man had 6 offensive rebounds in 24 minutes. Can somebody show Mitchell Robinson some love? Ivory 10 in the building. Ivory 10 says all Mitch's offense came from RJ's aggression. Almost all of it. No. The game plan was to get all the centers involved. The game plan was to get all the centers involved, and everybody was trying to get whoever played center the ball. And if you think I'm just making this up, look at how many turnovers the Knicks got from trying to force the ball inside to Hartenstein and Mitchell Robinson. I want to talk about the entire game. The entire game. I'm not going to pick out certain parts. Certain parts. There were at least 4 turnovers that I saw that I could count where a Knicks guard tried to force the ball inside to Hartenstein. I know DiVincenzo once and Deuce twice and Jalen Brunson once. Those are just the ones that I remember off the top of my. I didn't take notes. I didn't write down stuff, but I'm just going by what I saw. Am I the only one that remembers that the Knicks turned the ball over trying to force it inside to Hartenstein and to Mitch? I think the game plan was to get the center's touches on offense around the rim. Not the game plan, but a part of the game plan. Not the game plan, but a part of the game plan was when y'all go back and watch the game tonight, because we don't play again until next Wednesday. So I'm sure that a few of y'all basketball nerds are gonna go back and watch this game. When you go back and watch the game, you are gonna see turnovers from our guards where we tried to force the ball inside the Hartenstein. Ivory 10 says they didn't run a single play. Ivory 10 says they didn't run a single play for Mitch. You got to relax, bro. You got to relax. Nobody said they ran a play for Mitch. Nobody said they ran a play for Hartenstein. What I said was part of the game plan was get the ball inside to the centers. You don't have to run a play for a guy in order to get him touches on the inside. You know that. Maybe I'm missing what you said, Vike, because it's in text and because you're not up here. Maybe I'm missing something, but no. Nobody said that. You don't have to run a play for a guy just for him to get a touch. That's weird. that's weird, man. That's weird, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's not a football run play. It's not a football play where you got to give it to Saquon Barkley for him to get a touch. No. With Ivory 10. Let me see. Okay. How's that a game plan when they want to single plan? What? Okay, let me get. I'm not gonna read that one. I'm gonna just get back to the thing because that one, that thing is getting off track. It's kind of peculiar. So last night, Randle looked aggressive. Randle looked aggressive going to the rim. Knicks fans. Well, what I'm gonna say to all the hardcore Knicks fans, that's rain, sleet, or snow, day oneers, right? We've been saying run plays for Quentin Grimes to get him more involved in the offense. The coaching staff throughout the preseason did that. Day oneers have been saying, get Randle the ball going to the rim. Randle, stop shooting so many threes and be aggressive going to the rim. You got that, right? We've been saying, and I'm saying in general, also, we've been saying Mitchell Robinson needs to be more productive on offense. Well, Mitch has been that. He had a double-double last night in 24 minutes. Right? Let me put this. I'm gonna put this in here for my people. I'm gonna put this in here for my people too, for my guys, so that. Hold on. Hey, Mom Dukes is calling me. Hold on, y'all. I'll be right back. Lee, what's good?
What's good, bro?
Ain't
How you
nothing,
feeling
man.
this morning? So how you feeling this morning?
Feel like a gangster. One of these days,
Looking like
one of
one.
these days, one of these days, you're gonna be a light-skinned fella in your 50s, and you're gonna know what it feels like to be a superhero.
I'm already there.
Oh, whatever. One of these days, you're gonna be a light-skinned fella in your 50s with a big beard and muscles, and you're gonna be like, "This is what Uncle Freezy was talking about."
What's
Yeah,
good,
man.
man?
Hey, love you, brother.
Love you more. Hey, I want to
Yeah,
shout out my brother Bully too. You know what I'm saying? Put your hearts and prayers out for him. You know what I'm saying? Nothing major. He just, you know what I'm saying, had some things he had to take care of. So
right.
you know, just look out for him. Say a little prayer for my man. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
man.
saying? While he
Yeah,
working it out. But he alright though. I spoke
yeah.
to him himself this morning.
He, all right. I'm gonna send him some pasta salad, some macaroni, and then
Yeah,
he'll be just
Rockaroni.
fine. Some macaroni, he'll be just
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. Make sure you have heavy mayo on it. You stop. However they make the pasta salad. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
I'm sitting outside at the park, man. Get
And
some of these rays in for the day.
good, good, man.
Yeah, that's it.
I was man. I took Benny outside earlier. That joke almost
Hmm.
snatched my shoulder out of place. I had to talk to him.
What?
Yeah,
Well, you know,
yeah,
you got a light skin pit.
yeah, yeah. Well, he liked to call himself Mocha, like that deep chocolatey brown. That's what he like. That's what he
Mm,
like to call himself. But
hmm.
but yeah, man. Yeah, man. So what did you think about last night's game, man?
I thought last night saw a lot of good stuff. I saw us fighting, getting into it, but also too, I think these cats is realizing, you know, getting themselves into a groove together. I mean, you know, it's not as bad as everybody, you know, in the chat seems like. You know, they acting like the world about to end, and I'm like, it's just the end of preseason. You
Right.
know, I mean, I, what I got out of the whole preseason is that we got a lot of continuity, and we just got to work in DiVincenzo and figure out just what we're going to do in the absence of, you know, I guess it's going to be matchups instead of just a particular player playing that backup power forward role. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
that's what I got from this whole preseason. Whereas, you know, situational, where you probably gonna see some Jericho, you might see Hart, you know what I'm saying, or RJ. But we're gonna be fine. I think we're gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand what he's talking about. We're gonna have, you know, 20 losses in the East. You know what I'm saying? If you know that number, you know what I'm saying, for real, Wiz, do me a favor, man. Send me the Powerball numbers because I need them now.
Right.
I
Absolutely.
need them now.
Right now.
You know what I'm saying? Right now, bro. You still, you my man too, but you out here, you know what I'm saying, giving predictions and talking like you know, when in all actuality, we still ain't played the games yet.
Right. Right. I'll tell you. I'm gonna tell you what I saw last night in a nutshell. Right. Okay.
Hmm.
So this is what I saw last night in a nutshell. And when I say it, just take just take everything on surface value. Just because I'm gonna talk about surface stuff, and then we can take a deep
Hmm.
dive into whatever topic that y'all want to talk about. But I'll tell you what I saw last night. Right. Jalen Brunson, for one, Jalen Brunson at times can be overpowered. At times,
Hmm.
he can be overpowered. Jalen Brunson by himself is not enough to beat an NBA team, right?
Mm-mm.
That's what basically. And I'm taking what I saw in the preseason, what I saw in the playoffs, right? And that's my
Hmm.
conclusion. Now, am I saying Jalen Brunson is not a great player? That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is Jalen Brunson is not a Jokic type player, right? And I know a lot
Hmm.
of y'all are saying, well, that's obvious, right? But my hopes and dreams over the summertime had been Jalen Brunson is that guy that can ascend to that Jokic type level, right? That was my dream, right? What I realize is he is not that guy. Also, what I realize is Randle, when healthy, what's up, Mets? Randle when healthy is a top 3 power forward in the NBA, right?
Fact.
Also, what I realize is the coaching staff tinkers too much, right? Like
I agree.
last night they ran 4, or the past 2 or 3 games, they ran 4 or 5 offensive sets, things that we're unfamiliar with, and it came up with bad results. Like last night, I felt like they were running systems to see if they could find a standout, a star on the second unit. They were running like instead of running basic offensive plays, they were like complicating things, like seeing if basically they were trying to see if Deuce McBride is a diamond in the rough, right? They were running like some John Morant opposite side of the floor pin downs where Deuce McBride can get a running start headed at the rim, kind of like John Morant, right? They were trying everything to see what it is that they have offensively and defensively on the team. And what happened was you saw a breakdown, and all of a sudden Evan Fournier is going 1-on-1,
which is something you shouldn't do.
Right. The other thing that I saw is RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett is still wildly inconsistent. And what I mean by wildly inconsistent, I don't mean bad. I mean RJ Barrett can look like Stanley Johnson on 2 trips down the floor, and then he can look like Jimmy Butler on 2 trips down the floor, right? Like on certain plays, he can look like Wayne Gretzky or Jerry Rice, and then on other plays, he can look like Joe Gretzky and Jimmy Rice, right? That's what I'm saying, right? Mitchell Robinson, what I noticed, Mitchell Robinson with Randle going to the basket is a beast down low. Mitchell Robinson with Randle going to with Julius Randle helping Mitch down low. Mitchell Robinson got 12 points and 11 rebounds in 24 minutes with Randle helping down low. But here's the key. If Randle is helping down low, who is out on the perimeter scoring? Right? So in order for Randle to be that guy on the perimeter, then RJ Barrett has to be knocking down 3-point shots and getting rebounds in transition. And guess what? Yesterday, RJ Barrett was knocking down 3-point shots and getting rebounds in transition. Right? What I also saw is that Tom Thibodeau is more flexible in the preseason than he'll be in the regular season. What I'm thinking is Tom Thibodeau is going to take the stuff that worked in the preseason and bring it to the regular season. The stuff that didn't work, he's throwing it in the trash for next summer. But once the season starts, he is not going to be flexible at all. He's not changing anything. He's going to go with what worked in the preseason. And then when the season comes, he's not going to make adjustments because he had all summer and preseason and training camp to see what worked with this group. And he's not going to experiment in the regular season. In my mind, Tom Thibodeau is saying to us, you experiment in the offseason, in training camp, in preseason, but when the regular season get here, it's about execution. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. I think most coaches will experiment some during the regular season if some things aren't working, but I don't think Tibbs is going to be that way. And I know I said a lot of stuff, man. So go ahead, man.
And I think that's the major gripe I've got with the old Tin Man. The fact that he's willing to experiment in preseason in training camps, but not willing to go overboard or even attempt to do anything to change the formula in the regular and even the postseason, if he gets that far, is what bothers me. It's like he chooses to make a sacrifice out of the team instead of making sacrifices for it.
In the regular season.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. What I'm gonna say to that is I don't know if it duly noted. Duly noted. That could be frustrating to you. What I'm gonna say to that is I'm not sure if he's snap. Hold on, everybody. Hey, hold on for just a second. I need to take this.
Yo, man, so I get you with that. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie to you, that kind of frustrates me as well. But we got to roll with the punches regardless because this is our head coach, and I mean, unfortunately, we don't have many options as far as coaches go for what we have nowadays. You understand what I'm saying? And running the product of which we have. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, and it's not a bad thing, and and I get it. I get your point. It's because you want to see some a little bit more continuity and more flow. But it is what it is, bro. I mean, but me personally, and what I like, I mean, I'm just glad that I think out of all the teams that we have the least amount of worry about knowing who's who on this team, and nobody having to redefine their role. You understand what I'm saying? As
Yep.
far as like the major factors.
Okay.
So
Okay.
with that said, we don't have those issues. So, and I mean, out of 32 teams, you know what I'm saying? I
Oh,
think
30,
we're sitting in the cat
teams.
versus
We got 32
30
teams in the
teams.
NBA?
So
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know.
Well, whatever
I'm at
number.
30.
Okay. Yeah, whatever number. It don't.
Soon to be 32. But anyway, make a long story short, yeah, we're sitting in the catbird seat as far as that. We should be able to get out here on a quick little run and take off. You know what I'm saying? I don't even look at I don't even look at those the losses in the preseason as a blemish or anything like that. That's just him giving opportunities to players to make themselves, you know what I'm saying, known out here, or I should say, or make their bones or make their way of saying this is what I can do. This is what I could add to the team. You know what I'm saying? That was the opportunity that he gave everybody in 4 games, and as well as in practice.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He gave everybody
So
the opportunity to impress the coaching staff. He ran
exactly.
that Zach LaVine play for Quentin Grimes, I know, at least 20 times over the last 3 games. Y'all know what play I'm talking about. When Zach LaVine starts in the corner and you get 2 bigs to set the screen, and he come around the screen with a head full of steam headed to the rim. You seen Grimes, and you saw RJ do it too. Where RJ they didn't start as because Grimes may be faster, may have more foot speed and quickness than RJ Barrett, right? So they didn't start RJ that deep in the corner, but they tried to showcase what. Hold on, I'll be right back.
But like he was saying, they try to showcase that out there for us Knicks fans, and give them opportunities. So, I understand. We didn't. What was it like? The 4 players I cut. I think Isaiah Roby was one of them. I can't recall on who else didn't make the team so far. I think there was 20, 24, 20, 22 people that were out there dressed out. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because I forget. There's so many cats that was out there. It was ridiculous. So Nick fans, we got a lot to look forward to this year.
Right.
And just in case, what I'm saying, I'm trying to tell y'all, do not hit the panic button and don't start complaining early in the gate. Give these cats a little bit of time to get out there. I promise you, they're gonna probably surprise you more so than disappoint you.
Right. Well, the opportunity for somebody to become a star was there. The opportunity was given to Deuce McBride. Notice Deuce McBride got the majority of the backup point guard minutes in the last couple of games. So the opportunity for Deuce McBride to have a breakout was there. He didn't. So what? He's still a young player. It's not saying that Deuce McBride's a bad player. It's just that we featured him a lot. and he didn't break out. So he's not ready. Whatever. It happens. These are young players we talking about. Same thing for Grimes. The game that he hit 7 threes, in my opinion, and I'm not nitpicking. I think Quentin Grimes should have scored 40, 45 points in that game. Right? I think he should have been way more aggressive because they were featuring that. But to Grimes' credit, instead of him stepping out and trying something new and possibly failing, he took advantage of the things that he is very, very, very good at. Right? It's like with me. I talk Knicks. I don't talk Giants football because I'm good at talking Knicks. I could talk Giants football, but I don't because I'm very good at talking Knicks basketball.
That and you're a Bears guy anyway.
That and the Giants suck. Right, man. I was going to say that too. But y'all see, you see what I'm getting at? Like Grimes could have took the opportunity to take every shot. Grimes could have left that game with 23, 24 shots. He chose not to. No big deal. No big deal in knowing who you are as a person and player. Right? Do the things that you're good at. Now, he could have taken the opportunity to try to become something else, but he didn't. Oh, well, things happen. My fault with Grimes, though, my fault with Quentin Grimes is yesterday. That man played 17 minutes and took 4 shots.
He got nothing out of him.
Lee, you see what I'm getting at now, Lee? Like how do you go from a guy that hit 7 threes in a game, in one game, and then the following game you only take 4 shots?
And that's always been my issue with him. Unfortunately, you know what I mean. And I don't. And like you said, I don't want to nitpick the young man either.
Nah, I ain't gonna nitpick him. I'm not.
I know. But the thing is, and that's our issue with him, is the fact that the lack of aggression and the lack of assertiveness. You understand what I'm saying? Because we need that on the offensive end. We need him to do that. We need him to be a threat instead of just being a person just out there, one of the guys. You know what I'm saying? You know, we don't need. I mean, Charles Oakley, for an example. All right, Charles Oakley, when he was in college, he led the nation in scoring and rebounding at one point. Right. So he knows that he could have been a scorer in the NBA.
Right.
But what did he do?
To Chicago, right?
Yeah.
No, this is not about Chicago. This is just about Charles Oakley, the player.
Starting in Chicago is what he said.
I'm just saying, this is him being a player. He knew that he did not need to be a scorer in the league, but what he did, he became a better defender and a hell of a rebounder. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what made his career. Now, if he had to score and we needed him to score, he knew how to go get a bucket.
Right.
He could get a bucket. That's the issue. Grimes needs to be. We're gonna need him to get buckets. You understand what I'm saying? At the end of the day, just get buckets. You know what I'm saying? For as many minutes you're gonna be on that floor, we need you to score. Stop dilly dallying, pussyfooting around, deferring to the elder players on the team, and get that dog in you, man. Jesus Christ! It's like you got a big equal. Like how do you get aggressiveness out of a person? You know what I'm saying? Well, one, you can beat them out of it. 2, you can beat it into them. 3, you can talk to them and give them all the jolly good feelings and all that stuff like that. But still, if you ain't got it in your heart, you just ain't got it in your heart. And I'm coming to grips with that about him.
Right. So secondly to the point that Lee and Metz made, right, is on a night, and this is me making a point to what you guys said, right? This is me with a separate and independent thought, but motivated, or not motivated, but I guess impressed upon by what you guys said, right? So in a night where Jalen Brunson's shot was off, on a night where your starting point guard's shot was off, the shooting guard doesn't shoot, doesn't even attempt baskets. And you could tell Jalen Brunson was frustrated. It's like, yo, his shot's not going, and then Quentin Grimes won't even shoot. So so what that does is it puts more pressure on Jalen Brunson to be perfect, right? And we don't want
every night.
We don't want guys to feel like they have to be perfect every night. We just want guys to just to play up to their potential every night, right? On a night where Jalen Brunson's shot was off, Quentin Grimes wouldn't shoot, right? And so for everybody that's going to say Grimes needs to be featured more, no, Grimes needs to be more aggressive. He needs to be more aggressive. If somebody is here saying that Grimes, they like what Grimes did, and they feel as if Grimes should probably have taken advantage more of his opportunity, I'm with that person. Hey, otherwise, that was the case for the first 4 minutes, right? What about the other 13 minutes he played? That was the case. He got 3 fouls. He got 3 quick fouls early, and that's going to be the story of his career because he's a physical guard, right? He's not soft. He's just not aggressive offensively. Like when we go see the Knicks play in person, dudes want to fight Grimes all night because he's that dude that is so handsy and physical. He's like the dude you always trying to get off you. He's that guy. He get under your skin. He's not soft. He's just not aggressive. Or let me rephrase it. He's an aggressive defender, but he's not an aggressive offensive player. He's not an aggressive scorer. Let me put it that way. I saw him in Atlanta doing stuff to DeAndre Hunter, the 6'8" dude from DeAndre Hunter. I saw him being so aggressive with DeAndre Hunter. I think DeAndre Hunter wanted to punch him in his face because Grimes is so handsy. He like the dude. He like, hey, I'll give you an example. Lee, you remember that cornerback Ty Law? Remember Ty Law out of Michigan?
That went to the Jets.
From the
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right.
I'm sorry. I didn't know I needed.
Yeah. So he's like Ty Law in a sense where he's so handsy, even away from the ball, he like putting his hands on you. He's like Hines Ward. You remember the receiver Hines Ward? It's so handsy and physical that you like, Hines Ward was a Pro Bowler not because he caught a lot of touchdowns and had a lot of yards. It was because he was doing all the other stuff on the field. Like he coming down, he's doing a crackback block on defensive tackles from the wide receiver position. And you like, that's not even possible, but it is possible when you got heart. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I saw Hines Ward crack back on y'all remember Big Ted Washington, Santa Claus Gut Ted Washington?
Yeah.
I saw Hines Ward crack back block on Ted Washington and knock his own self out, right? Hines Ward knocked his own self out, right? Got up and did the little smelling sauce in it. That's what Grimes is like, right? He's not an aggressive offensive scorer. He's an aggressive offensive facilitator, right? But on those nights when Jalen Brunson's shot is not going, we gotta get Grimes to shoot that basketball, man. Right? We gotta get Grimes to shoot, man. You know what I'm saying?
And going to the basket as well.
Yeah,
not just. But going to the basket. There's other ways to score other than just stroking the three. I mean, come on, bro. You go to the basket. Show some. You know what I'm saying? If you got some life going to the hole. That's the only complaint that I have about anything as well as him.
Right.
It's still the same old Grimes. Lack of aggressiveness. Just I'm out of here. Hey fellas, I'm in. I'm gonna play great D, but don't worry about the other. I'm not gonna do nothing on the other side.
Right. Right. Yeah.
It's like his presence is not felt on the opposite side of the ball.
And you know what I also want to highlight? Yo, Cover the Spread is in the building. Hey, Cover the Spread, you got to call me, bro. I need to check in on you. Cover the Spread, you got to call me, bro. Me and Miss Mocha, man, we worried about y'all, man. You got to call me, bro. I need to talk to you. But anyway, what I want to highlight is right now, Knicks fans cannot blame the coaching staff for anything. I'm talking about today. Now, once the season starts, everything is on the table, right? When the season starts, everything is on the table when the season starts, right? But right now, you can't say that the Knicks were not trying to turn Deuce McBride into a star, right? You can't say that they didn't try to turn R.J. Barrett. Bro, the Minnesota game, they ran the same play 4 times in a row down the floor. R.J. got 2 free throws out of each trip. You remember the Minnesota game where R.J. Barrett stayed at the free throw line? They were running the same. They were running the same action out of different looks. You know how you run the ball, at least you know how you run the football off tackle, but you run one time you run it with 2 tight ends, and then you run the same play out of 4 wide receivers, and then you run the same play out of trips bunch. You know what I'm saying? But you running the same play, it's just a different look. That's what the Knicks were doing.
Running with a fullback,
Right.
without a fullback, it's crazy.
Right.
Yeah, but I know what you're talking about.
So they were doing that. They were doing that for RJ, and RJ was getting free throws and stuff. My only thing is my only thing, Lee, is and I want to ask Mets this too. Mets, how is it that RJ Barrett takes 8 threes in a game and Grimes takes 3 threes in the same game? Or was it four threes in the same game? I'm sorry.
I'll let you answer that first, and then I'll come back.
Anyway, my guess is it's because, well, Grimes he has this weird notion in his head that he should just play a second fiddle instead of trying to assert himself, and essentially sweeps his own ambitions under the rug instead of bringing them out into the open. And that's why he constantly passes up shots and giving them either Brunson, Barrett, or Randle, if you get the picture I'm trying to paint.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm gonna come back with this, and it's the lack of what RJ has this niche about. I'm a star player in his mind. As much as we may not like it, as much as we may disagree as fans in what we see, but he knows what he's capable of doing, or he has an idea of what he's capable of doing. Versus, let me think about it.
Right.
Without him, with RJ, there's no thought. There's no thought. With Grimes, he has to sit there and it's like he's constantly questioning himself or questioning his ability. And that's just my assumption. You know what I'm saying? I am nobody's expert, but you know what I'm saying? But I mean, I see that as a human being. And of course, being a former player of both sports, football and basketball, you know, when you step when you step between them lines, you got to understand if you're out there, the coach puts you in there, the coach has confidence in you, and the rest of your teammates have confidence in you. Why the hell don't you have the confidence in yourself to make things happen?
Okay. Did you see anything from the coaching, anything else from the coaching staff that stood out to you?
Not really.
No, not really. I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't as like what everybody was saying, like the last 2 or 3 games, like, oh, this was like blase and nothing new. It wasn't that. I seen them, like you said, they were trying other things and picking. They're gonna pick the fruit out of what worked the most versus, you know what I'm saying? Okay, scrap this. We're gonna put this right back into the, like you said, put it back into the scrap heap. We'll come back and look at it again. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and Greeny says a lot of ISO ball still. I saw that when they got. I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. And people are, and I know how people are. They think Tom Thibodeau calls ISO from the sideline, like ISO. He does that on occasion. Last night was not that time. Right? They ran offensive plays at the beginning of the game, and you saw the Knicks jump out to what, an 8-point lead last night?
Something like that.
As soon as the Knicks went to the bench, the Wizards shrunk the lead and were going to run away with it. Tibbs put the starters back in, right? The starters cut back into the lead, and then when Tibbs subbed back with the subs, they got, listen, man, the bench, man. There's nothing Tibbs can do about that. These are the players that he's given, and I'm not advocating for Tom Thibodeau to get a lifetime contract with no paperwork, right? I'm not advocating for us to spit in the palm of our hands and do a handshake forever, right? No, I'm not advocating. Lee, you remember that? Remember when stuff was real and you shake somebody's hand and that meant forever? Remember that? Now, I'm not saying that we should do that. What I am saying though is that Tom Thibodeau and his crew have made adjustments. And I think as fans, we should recognize that this coaching staff tried a lot of stuff in the preseason, right? And if you look for it, if you look at the system and not just where the ball is, like a lot of us, when we watch the game, we watch the basketball, right? But when you just look at what's happening on the floor, you could tell Tom Thibodeau and his coaching staff put a lot of thought into what they wanted to do, including running after a made basket. Right? We pull the ball out the net and push the ball and push the ball up the floor, right? Push the ball up the floor to try to get try to take advantage of the defense before the defense gets set. That's something else that we're not accustomed to. We're accustomed to walking the ball up the floor, right? But at the same time, you know, this preseason they've tried a myriad of different things, attacking the defense from the top of the key, attacking the team from attacking the defense from inside out. They tried slashing with RJ Barrett and Quentin Grimes.
Yeah.
They tried a lot of different things, man, but ultimately all you can do, you have to craft your offense and defensive schemes to the positive skill sets of the players that you have. That's just what it is. Right? You can't say, oh, this is the Michael Jordan offense, and you got Quentin Grimes out there. Quentin Grimes is a great player, but he ain't Michael Jordan. Right? What you want to do is craft your schemes that to accentuate what Grimes and all those guys do well. It's a pretty good team. I'm gonna say it's a pretty good team. But my issue, everybody, is this, and I know it's gonna spark a heated debate, right? My issue is this. That's my issue.
Oh boy. Oh, I get it. Yeah. Because did you notice this? I don't know if you missed it, but I was watching. You know, when they were out there and they were doing the Star Spangled Banner, and all three of them certain people were all three of them were on one side and holding arms with each other.
It was the four of them.
Yeah, like what's up with that crap? And then that's the issue that I have. I'm with you with that. Like, come on, man. This is not the Nova Knicks. This is the New York Knicks, and not everybody was fortunate to be a part of that championship squad. But what you all, instead of being clustered together and ostracizing yourself from the rest of the group, you know what I'm saying? I have issue with that because it's not like this. This is we're part of the Knicks, but we got our own little club right here. Come on, man. We know y'all cool. You know what I'm saying? Y'all call each other, talk each other, hang out with each other after practice, after the games. You know, y'all have your little thing, but don't be clipped up. You know what I'm saying, during game time.
Right.
Do not do that. No.
Right.
And that shows me a lack of professionalism. But I'm not gonna jump out the window with that either.
I want to. So I'm gonna do this right quick. Paris Duggar, thank you for the generous contribution. Paris Duggar says RJ has the instincts of Rock blindfolded. Wow. I want to get to that too. I want to get to what Paris Duggar said also. But just really quick before we do that, I want to speak to the Nova Boys thing and how it frustrated me last night. Quentin Grimes got 3 fouls, and DiVincenzo came in to sub for him, right? Instead of Brunson talking to Grimes, right, he walked all the way to the table, met Dante DiVincenzo at the table, and walked with him on the floor, right? If you're Grimes and this is your backcourt mate, do you make something of that, or is that being petty?
Both.
Well, we're Knicks fans, so we're petty, period. But still,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. But also too, when there's smoke, there's fire. You understand what I'm saying? And that's an issue. That is an issue.
When there's pain, there's
You
not
know?
ankle biters.
Right.
So,
I'm gonna say, it frustrated me a little bit, but that is just what we see on the floor. You don't know what goes on behind closed doors.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Facts.
Right. So I noticed it, but I'm not jumping out of the window on it. Right.
But it's still, I ain't gonna lie to you. To me, it's gonna stay in the back of my mind because that's the things that those are the things that I'm looking at. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to be one of these people who like to come to assumption and think I know when I don't really know. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's all I am, is assuming. You understand what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? I'm assuming. But I would like to see other things outside of that. You know what I'm saying? And I would like to see them more engaged with the other players as much as, you know what I'm saying? I understand that DiVincenzo is like trying to learn the system and is trying to, trying to get him, you know what I'm saying, adjusted or tracking to what we do as the Knicks. But also, too, though, don't make it seem like it's about him or them more so than it's not about the Knicks.
Right. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. It's first of all, I agree. So I'll shut my lip and say I agree with Corey Lee. Right. Secondly, what I would like to say is Grimes is a young player. He fouling out, got those fouls real quick. To a young, inexperienced player, the dude that is your de facto captain, I feel like you go to him and like, hey, young fella, they calling the game this way. Just be sure to do such and such, this or that way. That way, when you get back in the game, we'll be able to attack them like this, right? That's what I think your de facto captain or your de facto leader is supposed to be doing. Going talking to the guys, hey, man, I saw the same thing you see. Don't be frustrated. This is such and such and such and such. You know what I'm saying? Blah, 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 right? Mm-hmm. I know that seems trivial, but as a captain in New York City, see, captain, or even if it's de facto, if you're the captain of the Yankees, you're supposed to be a certain type thing, right? If you're the captain of the Rangers, you're supposed to be and I'm talking about the New York Rangers, right?
I know.
If you're the if you wear the C on your sweater for the Rangers, that means you are supposed to be a leader at all times, not sometimes, right? And so it's if you're a captain for the Mets, which the Mets are a mess, but whatever.
Blame that on the front office.
Blame it. Yep. You're supposed to, go coach that fella. Go coach that. Not about basketball, but about team, right? But about team. Like I saw one time. I forget the name of the receiver from the Giants, but the Giants had this super talented running back. This video game type running back named David Wilson, right? He was big and stout and fast and strong and all that stuff. He should have been the greatest running back in Giants history, right? Should have been, right? They run a toss play for him. He's got 7 yards ahead of him. He takes it wide to try to break it for a touchdown.
What happens? Right? He gets his neck broken.
Yeah. And the receiver comes to me like, hey, big dog, there be touchdown runs, right? Right. But on 2nd down and 8, and you can get 7, that means we could have been in 3rd and 1. You know what I'm saying? Instead, it's a 2-yard loss. Now it's 3rd and 10. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's like the receiver come to him like, hey, big dog, nah, blah, 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 dude. You know what I'm saying? Stay in the game. Keep your mind. The job is to go the length of the field. You don't have to do it all in one chunk. You could do it a piece at a time. Right? And that's the same thing with Grimes. Like, listen, man, we know you're a good player. We know you're a good. You are gonna be a great player at some point, but you're not gonna become a great player overnight. It don't happen. That's Marvel Comics. That's DC Comics. You know what I'm saying? Those things happen in comic books. You got to work at it
in the meta world.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh God.
Out of all the guys, no lie, out of all the guys that I saw, out of all the Nova guys I saw last night, I think Josh Hart was the best Nova guy last night. Chad, which Nova guy do y'all think was the best player last night? The Nova Knicks.
I have to say Hart.
I'm gonna say Hart too.
That's just in the productivity, the frenetic pace he was going, the dimes dished out, making good use of the time he had on the court. Whereas DiVincenzo, he did okay, but not much you can get out of him. And Brunson, your star player, let his ego and his anger get the better of him, and it blew up in his face.
I'm not gonna say ego, but all right, anger, maybe frustration. Ego's kind of like stress there. But
Well, I
still,
mean, considering he basically ignored Grimes when Grimes needs help, that's ego, in my opinion.
Okay. Yeah, I think he chose one over the other, and then Lee, the icing on that cake, right? The icing on that cake, in particular, is when Brunson was on the bench. Guess who he sat next to?
DiVincenzo.
Ryan Arcidiacono. And they're doing things on there. I don't know what they're talking about, right? I don't know what they're talking about. But Ryan, I don't even remember Ryan Arcidiacono entering the game last night. If he did, I don't know. He didn't play last night. But him and Jalen Brunson were on the bench talking to each other about things going on in the game, right? But Grimes is also on the bench.
And I think that's the issue with having a Grimes Brunson backcourt. Namely, that Brunson is just going to treat Grimes like a ghost. Like he's not there. And that Grimes' insecurities, as far as I'm concerned. Bad enough when you have a front court player like RJ Barrett, who's got this ego complex saying that I'm the star, it should be me in the spotlight. But make it worse with Brunson basically not doing anything to help build your confidence, whether it be verbally or helping you out on the court.
Right.
No wonder Grimes suffers on a week-to-week basis.
Right. Yeah, and with Brunson being the de facto captain, the de facto leader of the group, Jalen Brunson coming here to establish a culture, right? Is that the type of stuff that Knicks fans want? Now, hey man, it may work. Jalen Brunson, this style may lead the Knicks to a championship. We don't know yet. It's early. Brunson's only been here 1 year. Josh Hart has only been with us officially about 30 games. Let's give him about 30, including the playoffs, right? DiVincenzo has been here 4 games. Ryan Arcidiacono, however, has been a Knick longer than,
been here about 2 years on and off.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I just think the man's taking up space and places for somebody who we could possibly use. As Ryan goes, but it is what it is. You got certain we got certain agents, and you're affiliated with a certain group. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. He's just a cone as far as I'm concerned, taking up space
Right.
and money.
Yes, me. Fournier is the one taking up space, and especially when you consider that Albatross contract that runs out this year. This is the perfect time to get rid of him.
Right. Or let me offer this. Let me offer the Fournier thing, right? So if you keep Fournier all season and you don't trade him, you have about $20 million in free agency money next summer. So do you keep Fournier and deal with Fournier wanting to play in minutes and all that stuff? Or do you trade Fournier to a team that needs cap space and put the drag on them, take out the mask and the hidden the finger trick? Like do you trade Fournier to a team that's thirsty for cap space like the Boston Celtics and make Boston give you a first round pick and a young player for Fournier just so they can get cap space?
Hasn't Fournier already played in Boston?
Yeah. Hasn't Archie Diacono played in New York already? True. I mean, you could play for the same team twice, right?
True.
Mark Jackson.
I'm just saying in general, Mets. I'm just saying it in general. Like you can insert whatever playoff team you want. I'm just saying I use Boston as an example. But a team in need of, I mean, in dire need of cap space, Phoenix, right? Do you trade Fournier to Phoenix for a bad contract and a good draft pick package?
Personally, no. I mean, the worst contract out there. Who is it? Durant, Booker, Ayton.
Ayton plays for Portland.
Well, who is
Beal?
Beal's got the worst contract for the Suns.
Yeah, they all have humongous contracts.
Essentially, they played themselves down with major stars, but as a trade-off, all their contracts are albatrosses.
Right. Yeah. I'm not even. Yeah. I mean,
I'm not sure if I can deal with that level of an albatross contract to ship Fournier out for, even if we get draft capital. The problem is, I'm more worried if when the deadline comes and we do get rid of him, Rose adds our draft pick again to the deal, and I'm ready to punch him.
I'm thinking we're in a more nuanced space. See, because right now, if I asked you guys, where do you think the Knicks will be at the trade deadline? I'm almost willing to bet this dull dime that I have. It's a very dull dime. I think it's a 1987. It's a 1987 dime. I'm almost willing to bet y'all this. Almost. I'm not fully committed, but I'm almost ready to trade or to bet y'all that dime that if I ask y'all where the Knicks will be at the trade deadline, y'all will have two different answers.
I'll see that diamond raise you a 1923 silver dollar.
I think I might take that bet because that silver dollar is 100 years old.
It's the last thing my grandma gave me before she passed away.
Well, no, I can't take it then. Yeah, I can't take that one. I can't take that one. I mean, you know, unless we start talking, unless you start quizzing me on Transformers history or some cartoon history, I would have no other choice. Not that everybody here used to watch cartoons from the 80s. I'm just saying, though, however. But yeah, my thing is we don't know what the Knicks
Schoolhouse Rock.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. But I'm
a Bill.
Oh yeah, I'm a Bill. I'm a lonely Bill. Headed to Capitol Hill. Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, man. But
oh Jesus Christ! I'm sorry, y'all. Go ahead.
What I'm getting at is this: like, yo, you don't know exactly where we're gonna be. Say at the trade deadline through 48 games. Somebody may say we're 24-24, right? Through 48 games. Some people say we'll be 30-18. But what I can guarantee is most people in the chat are gonna have different answers. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't know exactly where you're going to be, you know what I'm saying? The best thing to do is maybe to hold on to Fournier until the trade deadline and then get the highest return for Evan Fournier. That might be where we're headed. You know what I'm saying? That might be where we're headed. Now, if you're a championship or bust type person, then you'll say, no, get rid of Evan Fournier right now for reinforcements. Call in the reinforcements right now. Who cares about the trade deadline? It'll be better for us to be 35-13 at the trade deadline than to be 24-24 at the trade deadline, wanting to get something out of the draft. Who cares about the draft? That's what some people will say, right?
I care about the draft.
A lot of people do. Which one you care about more, drafts or championships?
Championship over here.
Been running. I'm more focused on draft capital than I am on getting a title.
Right.
Man,
right.
Bro, we're closer to a title than we are at the bottom of the rack trying to pray that we get the number one pick. I mean, seriously, bro.
Right.
I'm not going.
We're closer to the ECF. I'm just saying. Listen, check me out now. We are so close to the Eastern Conference Finals. People, and I know the chat's in there tripping because I can't see y'all, but I'm trying to show you. I know y'all in there like he's bugging, but no, we're closer to the ECF than we actually really believe we are. Not we are than what we were. I'm gonna say 4 years ago.
Okay.
5 years ago.
Okay.
But look what happened the last time we got close to the ECF 10 years ago. Team got riddled with injuries, so many reconfigurations, and we missed out on the playoffs. And then Phil Jackson comes along, blows everything up, puts his tunnel vision commitment to triangle offense, which is at this point an overly archaic, antiquated, and inferior offensive scheme when compared to the majority of teams that go pick and pop, ISO pick and roll, or just bum rush down the hardwood to score, where we're stuck being overly meticulous to a point where Jackson is so torturously interfering with the team's setup that it gets the fans' blood boiling to riot. And it takes almost 3 years, but we finally get rid of him. And then we get guys that have to rebuild from the scraps.
But we're not. Can I say something, bro? We're not dealing with Phil Jackson. We're not dealing with triangle offense. We are dealing with Tom Thibodeau, Leon Rose, and what they've been doing. And since they've been here, all we are doing has been ascending, not descending, ascending. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yes.
Ascending. So with that said, and I'm not, I'm not trying to offend you. Well, all that Phil Jackson crap, we can just let that go. That's history. Whether it be good, bad, or beautiful, it's history. It's done. It's done with. We can't be sitting here crying over spilled milk. That would happen. You know what I'm saying? When he was in charge of the team. What we need to worry about is what we got going on right now. And like I said before, I'm gonna say it again. And it's no problem for me repeating myself when it comes to this. We're closer to the Eastern Conference Final than we are from being a lottery pick. You know what I'm saying? Worried about what we could possibly scoop up in the draft.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? We didn't do nothing this year. So what's to say we're gonna do something again next year when this comes back up this year?
Okay.
You know?
Okay. All right. Yeah. Why not? I thought you had someone. I thought you was getting in your bag. I thought you was about to get in your bag. You just pulled the bag out. You didn't really get into it. You just showed us the bag.
I just showed a little something. I mean, there's nothing else to get into about. I mean, let's think about it, fellas. I mean, let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? Even the people who do not like the way this team is configured, you cannot tell me we're not a playoff team. You just don't like it because they don't have your sexy player that you coveted. You know what I'm saying? Or wished we had to get us there. And I say this all the time. You know what I'm saying? The last movement we did was the best move we did. Now, as far as it goes this shit, if it blows up in our faces, so be it. I can live with that to a degree, and then all right, then maybe we have to start all over again. from that. But I'd rather start from this point than when we were 6, 7 years ago when we blew up the team and then we had nothing to show for it. You know what I'm saying? We got Porzingis. Porzingis walked out the door on us because why? Look how you treat the Hall of Famer like he's trash. You know what I'm saying? Think about it, y'all. I mean, yeah, if you want to go backwards, but we're not going backwards. We're moving forward. And my confidence in Leon Rose is not strayed or swayed. You know what I'm saying? Because he has done the most for us in this little bit of period of time. Even if the fact that he may have did not have any knowledge of what the hell he was doing, but he's still out here trying. You understand what I'm saying? And he hasn't gotten too many things right, but he hasn't blown it all. He hasn't blown it all either,
Right.
fellas.
Okay.
And that's the biggest thing we need to be concerned about and happy for and grateful.
Okay. All right. Let me transition to another topic just really quickly. Right.
Mhm.
Who impressed, and this is for the chat also. So who impressed y'all the most this preseason?
Mitchell Robinson.
Which Knicks entity, whether it's a player, a coach, a front office, whoever, who impressed y'all the most this preseason?
Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell
Mitch,
Robinson.
who
The fact
impressed you
that
the most? Chat, who impressed y'all the most this preseason? So Corey Lee said Mitchell Robinson, right? I'm going to ask Corey Lee a very difficult question. Lee, how did Mitchell Robinson impress you the most this preseason?
because, I mean, the fact that he's been so consistent. He's consistently on the board. It's like all right. We knew that he could. He was a rim runner, rebounder, and a great defensive player. But it's like he's taking it up just a little bit more. You understand what I'm saying? And he's trying to finish more at the basket when he gets the opportunity to. And you think and it's like his energy has changed. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And it's gone back up. It's not like he's like, oh, I'm out here. No, he's
Right.
actually out here. And like you just said, in 24 minutes, you know what I'm saying? Imagine if he'd have played 48 minutes. You know what?
He had
24 points.
24 and 22. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, serious? Are y'all serious? And as much as y'all complain about we need to get rid of him and get Cat, or we need to get rid of him and go get Joel Embiid, you know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm good. I'm good where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? I like what I got in my house. It may
Okay.
not be the prettiest and it may not be the sexiest, but you know what? It serves my purpose. It
especially when
does
you
well for
consider,
me.
especially when you consider, or the other. I mean, that Cat's a bit of a choker when he gets into the first round of the playoffs, and Embiid trusts the process is falling to pieces in Philadelphia. I mean, it was embarrassing to watch that game on Mother's Day between them and Boston.
Right.
Can't lie about that.
Right.
And yet Knicks fans are peddling to get Embiid at the deadline. Sorry. With how injury prone that guy is, how much of a choke culture he was a part of in Philadelphia, that's a 3-day-old fish I don't want to buy.
Right.
Wow.
So
Buyer
Paris
beware.
Duggar, thank you for the generous contribution. Paris Duggar says, folks, ball players are in preseason mode. That means be selfish and work on your individual weaknesses and to be experimental. You can't evaluate that. Bim.
Okay. All right.
Okay. All right. So Mitchell
That's what Uncle said.
Robinson impressed you the most. What impressed you the most about Mitch? Was it not that he is not the end result, but where do you see Mitch put the work in at? Do you see Mitch's hands being improved? Do you see his footwork being improved? I saw Mitch's footwork look amazing out on the perimeter offensively. Defensively,
Mm-hmm.
Kristaps Porzingis cooked him, bro. But that's just Porzingis, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. But I mean, it's also too the overall effort. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying like his effort was piss poor any other time or lackluster, but you can see when cats are just the proverbial mail it in, or I'm out here actually putting in work. When he stepped on the court, he actually was out there putting in work. You know what I'm saying? You saw the effort, you saw the hustle, you saw the movement. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you saw the fact that he's actually trying to put out real screens. You know what I'm saying? You saw those things. You saw the effort. You know what I'm saying? In all those are the little things that count the most. Because you know what I'm saying? Those excuse me, with them half-ass screens that he was putting out there. You know what I'm saying? Last season or even the season before that, you saw that. You know what I'm saying? You saw what it would either be a foul or it would be a bogus screen. So now the defender's right up on back on Brunson or whomever he's doing the screen to roll with. Also too, you saw the connection between him and RJ Barrett is even growing even tighter. You know what I'm saying? He knows that when he's gonna go to the rim, if RJ has the ball, if RJ gets in trouble, his hands are pretty much ready. You know what I'm saying? He caught an alley oop dunk the other day. I mean, how many times he just strapped around the basket after RJ then went to the basket. You know what I'm saying? To go because he knows if it doesn't go in, I'm gonna eat. That's food. You know what I'm saying? And also too, you can see him out there working with Julius Randle on the board. They're not working against each other. So
Right.
I mean that's what I saw. Maybe I need
Right.
some new glasses.
Nah, I ain't gonna say you need glasses, bro. I won't say that. But what I will say is I know as fans we all see things differently. I'm inclined
Hmm.
to agree with a lot of the things that both of you guys said. And so it's the reason why I'm more quiet. Because sometimes how Knicks fans will argue for the sake of arguing. Like one person say something
Hmm.
they agree with, and the other person be like, "Yeah, but Mitch got to be better." Well, ain't that the same? That's the same thing Corey Lee just said, right? What's the point of arguing? Yeah,
Hmm.
man. So, Alawan says, I know history very well. Changing it has to do with people's mindset now. History not coming back, and tomorrow not promised either. Past is important to know, but don't dwell on it. Dwell in it. Yeah, it's information
Damn.
purposes only.
Them, yeah. I mean, history is good to let you know where you went wrong, even where you done right. But still, like you said, do not dwell in it. You know what I mean? So, and that's why I came back and said what I said to you, Mets, because of that fact right there of how he explained it. Thank you, otherwise you explained it so much better for me.
Right,
That was crystal clear
right. Crystal.
and prophetic.
Right. Was that clear? Crystal. Yeah,
Crystal.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, um, who impressed the most, in my opinion? Who impressed the most this offseason? I'm gonna say Tom Thibodeau.
Nah,
I think Tibbs. I think what it appears on the surface, and it may not be accurate, right? It may not be accurate, right? But what it appears to me is that the assistant coaches got in Tibbs's ear about him being outcoached by Spoelstra, right?
hmm.
Right. And so when Tibbs, you can tell through some of the nuanced sets that the Knicks ran that they watched a ton of film, right? And I'm talking about offensively, not defensively, because defensively, I'm still trying to figure out what they're doing because they're doing new stuff, and I'm still trying to figure some of it out, right? But offensively, there have been a lot of changes And I don't think they've incorporated Julius Randle in those changes, but Julius Randle is being assertive in those new offensive sets. So sometimes it's gonna look fantastic, and sometimes it's gonna look trash-tastic. And I know that's not a word, but whatever. I'm trying to prove a point here. I'm trying to prove a point. Right. And defensively, I see the Knicks pushing the opposing team's point of attack further away from the rim and pressuring the ball more. And for those that don't understand what I'm saying, look at the Dante DiVincenzo live ball turnovers. Right? Think about if you saw Dante DiVincenzo at the point of attack push the ball handler further away from the rim that he wants to be, and then create some type of loose ball situation. Whereas Grimes is a guy that's just gonna deny. It's like Lee. I want to use the cornerback scenario again, right? You know how Ty Law is a very physical corner, and he forces the force action. I think Grimes played the position like a Philippi Sparks. Anybody remember Philippi Sparks?
Giants 1995 to 1999.
Yeah, that is Jordan Sparks' daddy. For those that don't know,
American Idol.
Jordan Sparks' daddy used to play football, right? So what he did is Aeneas Williams. You remember Aeneas Williams?
Yes, exactly. Yep.
Aeneas Williams, Philippi Sparks,
Cardinal.
that type of corner, right? Where instead of trying to force the action, they mirror the action and be physical when they mirror, right? Physical mirror corners. That's what Grimes is, right? And he's great at it. Grimes is great at that. My only thing though is he does get in foul trouble because the physicality will get these dumb referees blowing the whistle when they shouldn't. Because Shai Gilgeous-Alexander can put his shoulder into you all game. They call nothing. RJ Barrett can put his shoulder into you, create contact, and they call nothing. But then as soon as you touch them, they blow the whistle. They got too short out there dancing. Blow the whistle.
Stop it.
Right. That's what it is.
Oh,
that's what
God.
it is, right?
I'm listening. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, Grimes is a good cover guy, right? A good cover guy. But last night that whistle was crazy. But then you got guys like SGA and RJ Barrett who bully their way to the rim, and you call nothing.
Well, you got to think. It's just like the NFL game. The game is going more offensively than towards the defense. The 80s, 90s, especially like the late 80s, early 90s, where it was a physical basketball game. Pound the ball to the big man. Let's get, what I'm saying? Let's get a shot. Like the NFL is going away from running the football. 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Right.
Those things are considered now antiquated and archaic, like Max would say, and to the point where now we're allowing these cats, with their physical, they can allow to be physical, but in a prettier way. You understand what I'm saying? Look at his strength and his grace, how he goes around the player, or he just slightly nudges him for an advantage. You know what I'm saying? Where people like that stuff, but let it be on the other end. Oh my God, you know what I'm saying? You might as well pull out the tape and mark the ground because the crime scene just happened.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
You on the scene, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's one of them things, man. But in terms of in our grand conversation, I'll take this off the screen just real quick, just so we can. In our grand conversation, I think the coaching staff did well. I think the coaching staff did okay. You know what I'm saying? We tried to find out if we had a hidden gem. We don't. It's okay. It's nothing wrong with searching. You gave a couple of players, 2 or 3 players, the opportunity to see if they could blossom into something. Nothing happened. You know, you ultimately you gave the guys a shot, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is. Wiz says Tibbs watched the video 100 times this summer and saw that he was. Wiz, are we still taking shots at Tibbs? Are we still taking shots at times?
Of course.
That season
Of
is
course, because you know why? Because it's low hanging fruit. Why not?
Right. Why
not? It's easier.
The one thing we noticed is that we at least searched what we had in the cupboard before we go out and try to trade for somebody else. See if we have what we want first before we go out here and try to trade for somebody else.
Exactly.
Wiz says Deuce is a hidden gem hiding in the open.
Stop it. Stop it. I'm not gonna dog the boy, but no. Because Tim gave him so many opportunities. Matter of fact, the game before last, he gave him an opportunity to win the game against who was that? Milwaukee.
Right.
And
Minnesota.
he Minnesota, excuse me.
Yeah.
And offensively he had a decent game, but defensively it was like he lost.
Right.
He lost. And it didn't look like him.
Yeah.
So, you know, and I'm not to dog Juice McBride out because I like him. I like every single one of the players we have. But
right.
If dude is not, he's not blowing me away with anything that I haven't seen before. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everything. It's like everything. He didn't pull out no new shiny AK-47. I should say. You know what I'm saying? He's still out there with his deuce trying to have a shootout with an army.
Right.
Personally.
I got you. I'm tallying up something. Right? So Deuce McBride took 41 shots this offseason. Right. I need a pen. Where's a pen? Yo, why pens are always in the way? I'm always knocking them on the floor. Then when I need one, I can't find one. Right. So I'm just gonna put this
on
number
the floor.
In. Probably. So Deuce took that many shots. Right? Deuce took that many shots this offseason, right? That's how many shots he took this preseason. I'm sorry. And then I'm going to put up the number of shots he made. I'm going to put up how many shots he made. So this offseason, Deuce McBride is 17 for 41.
That's not horrible, but it's not like, okay, you still didn't move the needle.
Yeah, so
what?
17, let me do 17 divided by 41. Yeah,
about 30-something%.
Yeah, so it's about 41. Horrible. Yeah, about 42%. So it's not terrible.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not
impressive neither.
No. So this offseason, Deuce McBride took 20 3-pointers. So it's 4 plus 8 is 12, 16, 20. So he took 20 3-pointers. He took 20 3-pointers, right? That's how many threes he took this offseason. And he made 1, 3, 7. So Deuce made 7 3-pointers, right? So that is 0.35%. So he's so Deuce basically shot 42 and 35 this offseason. That's not bad, right? In the preseason, but we're talking about preseason. We talking about preseason, right? Preseason.
Against G Leaguers.
Yeah.
Fringe players.
Yeah.
Players.
And he shot 50% from the free throw line.
Not good at all.
Right. He averaged about 1.25 steals. He averaged about 4 assists a game. And averaged about 1.25 rebounds.
How many turnovers did he average?
Turnovers, he had about 1.25. Wow. He had a total of 6 for a lot of categories. So he had 6 steals, 6 turnovers, 6 rebounds. Okay. In 4 games. Wiz says, you guys making excuses for RJ who has played 300 games and is still less efficient. No, Wiz, relax, bro. This is the reason why our conversations go sideways. We're not talking about RJ Barrett right now. We're talking about Deuce McBride. And when we talk about RJ, we won't bring up Deuce McBride. We talk about the individuals and their individual thing, right? Like we talked about Grimes. We didn't compare Grimes to RJ.
And you're the one who brought him up anyway.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And how you going to compare somebody who averages 20 points versus somebody who doesn't even get 20 minutes?
Right. 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 Yeah. Yeah. So I don't want to compare one player to another. In fairness to the individual player, it's not fair.
You can't.
Right.
You can't compare. Come on now. You're reaching, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. So
when it comes to the dynamic of these players, the way I see it, you either leave the team as a hero, or you stay long enough to turn yourself into a villain. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay. And so what ultimately where I'm getting at is they got the opportunity to blossom into a star. They didn't. Relax. Some players need longer than others, is what I'm saying.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
And there's nothing wrong with that. They gave them the opportunity to blossom. They did not. Now they know they go back to the drawing board and get better.
And they got 82,
right?
And if he's fortunate enough to make the team, which I hope so for him, which I think he should, then he has 82 opportunities. He has a chance every day in practice to work on them things that would make him a better player to get out there on the court. And I'm not saying he can't do it, because I also said the same thing in fairness to and about RJ Barrett. You know what I'm saying? He still has 82 games to get a lot more consistent and persistent. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So and Grimes as well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He has 82 chances to be much more aggressive. Come to start on the 25th.
Right.
So the door is not closed, fellas.
Oh, okay. I got it. All right. So I got to run. I got 1,000. I got a thousand things to do. Right.
That's all, folks.
That's all. But hey Lee, I wanted to hey Lee, what are you doing in about an hour?
Nothing.
I want to get back. I want to do a vibe, just a vibe. You know what I'm saying? Later on.
Yeah. I'm definitely free. Definitely
Okay.
free. Definitely
All right.
free.
Thank you everybody for watching. Mets, thank you for rocking with us for a little while. So we're gonna probably do a vibes. I'm gonna get something to eat, make some phone calls. I will holler at y'all in a little while. Peace, everybody.